There has been many stories in the news in recent times linking pedophilia and many high-profile people, with connections to the political and entertainment landscape in this country. In this short series we are going to look at those individuals who have been prosecuted and outed as sick and evil and the many who have yet to be shamed. This true conspiracy goes right to the top of the establishment. The media on many levels complicit in protecting this network of evil. Stories not published, careers threatened. Even many of the damning files and dossiers which categorically listed the evil culprits have simply just vanished into thin air. When that starts happening, you know that this cancer of pedophilia goes right to the top of our not-so-great British establishment.
For those who don't know him, you're about to find out who Bill is.
And that's who I'm representing. Apart from all victims and survivors of institutional paedophile rings, that's who I'm representing. We got some pucker police officers. Someone throw that at me. We got some pucker police officers working at the moment. But what can you do when your Prime Minister is protecting 76 MPs that are being investigated? Not that have been investigated, they are being investigated. So I don't want to name anyone, but I fell out with Stuart Siveray and John Hemmings, seriously. You get the message? I've fallen out with them. Big time. I was escorted. Well, people say I got thrown out of Parliament last week. It was on the 23rd. I never got thrown out. I was escorted out. They didn't touch me. Because I went into Parliament with a serving police officer that I'm working with. Just one of them. And the serving police officer said to the police, when I was giving it to the people on the panel at the time, he came up and he said to the police, don't touch him. So we got my police that I'm working with telling those police that they can't touch me. And then, we've got now serving police officers that are coming to the street. That's where we're from. We're from the street. That's how they used to control us. Political correctness, the way of speaking, i.e. no swearing, was orchestrated by him over there and the ones before him. We all know about Tony Blair, don't we? We know about all of them. Do we know about Gordon Brown? Yes. Do we? Yes. It's terrible what's going on. It's evil what's going on. Now, this is the latest thing. They're going to take all the politicians out of Parliament, and I think, is it 9 billion? Is it 9 billion they're doing on it? Am I right? So, when did the million become a billion? When did the million become a billion? Does anyone know how many millions there are in a billion? Anyone? How many? 100,000? 1,000? So it's easier to say a billion, isn't it, than all those millions, because that's what's happened. Now, they're going to do Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace. Jeffrey Epstein went to Buckingham Palace. He's best mates with Prince Andrew. Prince Charles was best mates with Jimmy Savile. Now, Jimmy Savile was not just a paedophile, he was a satanic paedophile. Jimmy Savile was working with Sidney Cook. Who knows who Sidney Cook is? What a monster. And has anyone seen the interview with Michael Parkinson and Jimmy Savile, where Jimmy Savile said he procured a young child, a young girl at Balmoral for Philip, Prince Philip? Have you seen that interview? Yeah, check it out. Jimmy Savile, Michael Parkinson, Prince Philip. It's terrible, isn't it? Isn't it terrible? And look at the blackmail value. The Northern Ireland Peace Treaty. Iraq. What did Saddam Hussein know? What did Gaddafi know? A lot of their kids were educated in this country and they mixed with royalty. It had to go. It's horrible, isn't it? How deep can we go? Now, we got a Member of Parliament, God bless him, Simon Danjuk. I heard him crying like a baby on the radio when he was giving an interview. Because it has torn the man to shreds, because he knows what I know, but you lot don't know it, I'm afraid. And there's certain things I can't say here, because otherwise it will put the investigations that we're doing. Now, why haven't we got any victims on the abuse inquiry panel? Where's the detectives? Because I tell you what, I've worked with a lot of detectives and they don't know their arse from their elbow. But I don't work with them ones anymore. I work with the ones who do know their arse from their elbow. You're not getting the full picture. You've got journalists that are going crazy because of what they know. We're talking about the trafficking of children. Simon Danjuk the other day is talking about children being raped in Parliament. So what they're going to do, they're going to spend £9 billion on Parliament, and then they're going to do some more billions on Buckingham Palace. So everyone's got to move out. Nothing to do with DNA, is it? Nothing to do with DNA, is it? Nothing to do with DNA, is it? Got it? That is the big thing at the moment. DNA in the Houses of Parliament and Buckingham Palace. Does that make a sense? Because just a splash of blood, you can tell how old the victim was. A little bit of oil off your skin. It'll stay there for years and years and years. You know what their favourite tool is? The jet washer. That's what they're doing. It's not a conspiracy theory. These are not conspiracy theories anymore. I want to really big it up for the people that will never be heard of, that are working underground, and some of them have died. And I've been doing this for 10 years. I was doing drama 5-6 years before, but for the last 10 years I've been doing this, and I've seen people die in very mysterious circumstances, and not just members of my own family. David Cameron was handed a list on TV, morning TV, by Philip Schofield. Did anyone see that? What did he do? He picked it up. What did he do? If he put it on the table, he would not accept that list. He would not accept that list. William Hague, he's gone, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Don't like him very much either.
Oh, he's mate.
Go. All the politicians that lost their seats, just check them out. They're not all going to be wrong uns, but there is a massive cover-up going on at the moment. The big thing, I'm going to love you and leave you on that, but the big thing is the DNA in Parliament. How can you start refurbishing a building that is a crime scene? How? 76 MPs. Oh, and then just down the road, we got Dolphin Square, where one member of Parliament was having sex with a kid while the other one was choking him to death. Have you heard that one? That's in the papers. Murder, torture, rituals. Anyone see Esther a few weeks ago on Sky? Esther, yeah? She was being abused, Esther, in the forest. The forest is a very dangerous place to be taken to be abused, because you're either going to wind up in the ground, but you know it's going to be ritualistic. Anything after that, there ain't going to be no apologies. We ain't getting no apologies from anyone. Listen, God bless all victims and survivors. Love ya. Watch the space. Remember, we are going to war. This is not love and peace.
There was a lot of damning and very poignant information given by Bill Maloney. He mentions a fair number of high-level names including William Hague, Gordon Brown, Prince Andrew and Prince Philip. These are some of the 76 pedophiles that are currently being secretly investigated by Parliament. Why have we not heard anything about this in the media? It's because it implicates all stratas of society. One of the biggest bombshells in this speech is the link between £1 billion refurbishments of the Houses of Parliament and Buckingham Palace, and its purpose to clear a crime scene of all blood and bodily fluids. Ritual satanic abuse has occurred in these buildings, and there will be a lot of evidence if it were to be looked for. A point worth noting is area of the Thames River they want to shut off. They will say it is for equipment and supply, yes, no doubt. But could this be where a lot of the dead bodies of children get dumped after a ritual abuse session? Maybe we will never know. But in these times of austerity it seems outrageous that billions of pounds can be found and used on such lavish undertakings. But then for those of us in the know, it is not a surprise at all. Nothing should be put past these criminals and the lengths they are willing to go to protect their image and the network of ritualistic abuse of children. Thank you for watching this video. There will be more to follow in this series exposing the UK establishment pedophile network. Please subscribe to my channel if you would like to watch more on the subject.